Hi, Statesman Nation. We're here with Colton Udemark as we prepare for the 2025-2026 Shotgun Sports season. Coach, before we get into this year, let's back up. Let's talk about that ACUI championship team from a year ago. You don't have to go through everything, but just talk about how exciting that was to once again lead the nation.
Yeah, honestly, it was a very surreal experience. Coincidentally, my experience was a little bit different than a lot of the athletes. I was on paternity leave at that time during nationals, so Steve Heaton he took the reins and brought the team down there and really led the team very well down there. The team had been practicing hard last spring, and yeah, they had a common goal, and that common goal was achieved. And I was just really proud of how the team came together last year, and I'm really excited for this year.
Yeah, just talk about your first year too. I mean, obviously all the hiccups and the bumps in the road and the new experiences that you had as being that first year coach.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, with a roster size that talented, it was kind of a blessing to walk into a situation like that. Again, Steve had done wonders for this program, and I got inherited a very talented team, and I was able to, get the kids on track and get their mindset on what we needed to focus on. Spring semester, I saw a ton of kids putting in an insane amount of work, and there were some bumps in the road, a lot of learning experiences. I've already started making the appropriate changes for this year, and I'm really excited about it. The freshmen are on campus, and they've been doing really well so far. We had a newcomer only practice, and that was really fun. It was very light, uplifting, and practice has officially started last night, which was Tuesday, September 2nd. So the team's meshing really well. I made some changes this year, some very much needed changes. I got some revamped social media that I'm very excited for. I got some girls helping me out with that that are a little bit more inclined on social media than I am. But no, I'm really excited. There's a lot of very exciting things coming up this year. We got a lot more tournaments that we're going to. The freshmen are really excited to hit the ground running, and I got a really strong senior class that they're wanting to do a two-peat. I mean, they're wanting a repeat of last year. They're wanting that high-level success. So I've had many conversations with my senior leaders that are saying, yeah, we want to hit the ground running. We want to make sure that these freshmen feel like they're a part of the team. We want practices to be hard. I mean, that's one common thing that there are several upperclassmen that have told me is when we go to a competition, we want this to be easy. Like we want practices to be hard. And so I've revamped kind of my practice schedule and what I'm doing in practices, and I'm very excited about this year.
Great. All right, let's talk about that incoming class here. I know you had to replace a lot of individuals. I have overheard you, because we share an office, so we can talk about this. You've turned over about 40% of the roster, so I mean it's a big change in what the team looks like. So talk about what you were looking for in replacing those seniors and everything.
Yeah, and to start off, we'll look at the returners, and as a coach, I have to run kind of analysis of what we lost versus what we gained, obviously, in talent-wise in the freshman class, but also, we got a lot of talent still on the team. And in the returning class, yeah, we lost about 40% of the team, the roster from last year. But, the returners, they've been putting in the work. I mean, I've been following them over the course of the summer. They've been telling me what shoots they've been competing at, whether that's the ATA, NSSA, NSCA, whatever governing body they compete in over the summer in their off season. They've been putting in the work, and honestly, if you just follow our social media, especially on our Instagram, you'll see that our returners are putting in the work, and that to me is kind of laying the groundwork for what the culture is going to be moving forward, going into this year alone. Is these seniors looking to bring the team together and compete, and that's something that I'm very excited for. And I brought in a lot of freshmen that they want to compete. They've been on very successful teams in high school. They've been successful in their own individual sport, or individual disciplines within their own governing bodies, and I'm very excited to kind of bring them all together into the fold. And with the help of the returners and the seniors and the juniors leading the team, I'm excited for the sophomores and freshmen to take that step. The freshmen last year moving into sophomores this year, I've had conversations with them, and they've done a lot of shooting over the summer. I'm excited to see their progression. The juniors and senior class, both those classes, they've been putting in the work, and so I'm really excited to see what they can put on the range. And yeah, we'll see where the freshmen are, but they're really excited. I'm really excited. They've been everyone's been putting in the work so far in practice already. I mean, I can't get these kids. I mean, they're just always wanting to shoot and get better. So it's not just on the field; it's off the field stuff too. So
awesome. All right, really hard to break down the team, but let's talk about some people that you're really excited about, both returners and newcomers that are going to kind of set the tone for the team and the success you're going to have.
Well, honestly, the bulk of the seniors and juniors. I mean, the way the kind of demographic is on the team, they're very like-minded. I've seen a lot of maturity out of a lot of the seniors and a lot of the juniors already here, and we're in a week and a half in, and so I'm very excited to kind of see just the overall leadership of the class, those two classes, because they're laying the groundwork for what our culture is amongst the team. I can say one thing, but the seniors and the juniors got to buy into what I'm saying, and not only are they buying in, they're preaching it, and so it's going to be a team effort as far as leadership is concerned. I mean, it's not just one person; it's everyone wanting that common goal. I'm really excited about pretty much all of them. I mean,
that's a good coach answer. Let's not pinpoint anybody. Let's just say that they're just a great overall group.
Yep,
right?
I got eight or nine seniors on this year's roster, and every single one of them, they're going to play a part in how this team shapes up this year. So I'm really excited for them to kind of show their leadership skills and that maturity. I've seen a lot of maturity out of them.
There you go. All right, let's break down the schedule a little bit. It's a little bit different, as you said earlier, alluded to, that you're going to be in more tournaments. Some of those are some triangulars, I believe is what you call them.
Yep.
So it gives an opportunity for everybody to compete there, then maybe pare it down a little bit once you get into some of the bigger meets. But just kind of break down the schedule a little bit, and just how it's going to be a little different.
Yeah, absolutely. So one thing that I definitely wanted to get the kids exposed to, obviously, with that 40% turnover, I wanted to get the freshmen to kind of understand what it takes to compete at the collegiate level. And one thing that I wanted to do is I wanted to get out to Nebraska. Nebraska's got a long, historic, very competitive history of shotgun sports within the Great Plains, is basically kind of what they call that area. And I wanted to get out there so that not only the freshmen have an understanding of what it takes to compete at the college level, but I also want everyone else to have to know what it takes to compete and win, because at the end of the day, the Great Plains, Nebraska, Kansas area, those schools are what we compete against down in nationals. I mean, there's a couple teams that we compete against in Division II, ACUI, down south, but I mean, I've talked amongst other coaches. The Midwest is kind of the SEC for shotgun sports. I mean, there's some dominant powerhouses across all divisions in the Midwest, and I want the athletes to understand what it takes to compete and where we need to stack up. And so I've got several different competitions in Kansas and Nebraska that I'm wanting to go to. We're doing triangulars this year with Simpson and Grandview that I'm very excited about. Those would be kind of like scrimmages, like scored scrimmages, But again, it's to get more scores and in the books. I want these kids to see what it is to compete at the college level. This year, we are very excited about the Heart of America starting up a Heart of America Conference Championship. That'll be held in Lenexa, Kansas. So I'm very excited about that. Kind of see what we got going on here within the NAI atmosphere, because we've kind of been in our own space. But there's some very unique, very exciting changes this year. Adding more tournaments. Everyone's gonna compete, and at the end of the fall semester, I'm gonna have a very difficult decision. So
for sure. All right, let's throw a bow on it. This team is, I've heard you say many times, you're really excited about the potential of this squad. So what's it going to take for the team to reach the goals that you guys have set?
Honestly, it's going to be down to the individual athletes. I do individual meetings with my athletes, and I want them to set goals. Myself, I feel like a very strong progression and a roadmap to success is through goals. And so I have all my athletes. They give me their goals. What are your goals for the year? And some of them choose academics. Some of them choose a certain score. Some of them choose something along the lines of I want to be more consistent in whatever discipline that they're wanting to be more consistent in. And the fact of the matter is, it's going to be individual goals. It's going to be communication between myself and each individual athlete. I've kind of organized practices this year differently than I have in the past, to where I'm able to work more one-on-one with those athletes. I worked pretty much from noon to 7 last night or yesterday at practice for our first practice, and I saw a drastic improvement in understanding in not only the freshmen but all the way up through the seniors. And so I'm very excited about the practice and how we're organizing practices and revamping them to the point where they can meet their own individual goals, and I can be a part of their journey, because at the end of the day, we're at the college. I mean, they got to be analytical of their game, and I want to be there helping them through the trials and tribulations of the college scene. So at the end of the day, it's going to be those individual athletes putting in the work, putting in the time, listening. It's going to be a well-rounded, really just an all-around well-rounded push.
Yep, awesome. Okay. All right, we've been talking with Colton Unimark of the Shotgun Sports team. The team opens up in Riverside this Saturday for the Co-Invitational, one of many fall, which ends up being a bigger fall season than spring season, but national championship next March down in Texas. So, Coach, as we go along, we'll cheer you on, and everything Shotgun Sports, everything William Penn Sports will be on the statesmanathletics.com and then the WPU Athletics channels on all of our social media channels. So thanks, Coach.
Yep,
So
thank
much.
you.
All right.